Enrolling now for day or night classes, go to beonair.com/score. That's beonair.com/score.
Back here on SportsTownChicago.com, going to the replay here fast. Now stop it. Now we want to look here. This is the goal that was scored by Hunter Schiffman. Now Nick Kropp had the puck. You saw him skate in. Now look at where all the defenders are for the Illiana Blackbirds. All their eyes were on Nick Kropp. You see that the one player who's coming in from the back, he lost where Hunter Schiffman was. Didn't realize it because he was focused on where the puck was. There was no communication by the Blackbirds. Schiffman now has a lane. Go ahead and roll it now. And there you see he gets the puck, finishes it off, and gets the goal for the Chicago Cougars. Chris Labasco and Cody Grant here with you. Cody going to take over here for this second period. But Cody, what we saw there, I mean, that's a mistake by the Illiana defense there. It seems just like lack of communication is the major thing of it.
That's got to be what it is, because it was a 2-on-3 actually. Illiana had the man advantage, and all three eyes you mentioned, and you just saw in the replay, everybody, that they're on Nick Kropp, who had the puck, and Schiffman just slides in there right in the back end, gets a wide open shot.
So you have to give a lot of credit, of course, to Nick Kropp, for one, having the vision that Hunter Schiffman was going to be there. But then two, you have to give a lot of credit to Schiffman for one, jumping up into the play
as a defender,
as a defenseman. He knew its awareness of knowing how much time was on the clock. But not only that, he also knew where he had to go in order to get himself into a spot to have a chance to get a goal. And he did exactly that, and that's now why the score is tied at 1. So a really good job by the Cougars in recognizing what they see and just taking advantage of whatever the defense gives them with the other team.
That just goes back to the chemistry of this team. It's all about the team. There's not a lot of great individual talent, obviously, but they play so well together. And you got to give credit to, you said, Nick Kropp obviously making that pass, and Hunter Schiffman finding it on the back end. It's a big momentum shifter, too, because the Cougars really, they got it taken to by the Illiana Blackbirds. So, 1-0. The Blackbirds were all over the ice. They were skating faster than the Cougars. The Cougars had the penalty kill with 2:37 to go, and they get the 5-on-5 hockey at the end, and Schiffman able to score a goal, tie it up at 1.
And I thought it was a really good point, too, by Hunter Schiffman. He said that, they really had the momentum for most of that first period. They really did too, Cody. That's how it felt up here from our vantage point. And, when you hear the players talk about it, that's how it seemed like for them as well. And you have to like the fact, though, that they continued to battle even though that was the case. And they get a late goal, and that's a killer for a team. You never want to give up a goal early in a period or late in the period in those last couple of minutes. And that's what the Illiana Blackbirds did there in that one.
Yeah, big mistake there by the Blackbirds. The Cougars were able to capitalize on it. Now we have tied hockey going in the second period, 40 minutes of hockey left to go.
Yeah, it should be a better second period is what you're looking for from the Chicago Cougars. Cody Cody's taking over the play-by-play for this second period. So when you look at it from the Cougars standpoint, okay, we didn't have the momentum there in that first period. We gained some back with that goal there at the end, but it can't stop there. That's got to be one of the messages, I'm sure, from head coach and Brad Stofers going into the second period as well. But the other thing, too, is the area that seems to be the biggest issue for the Cougars right now is breaking out of their own end. They have to do a better job of breaking out. There's a lot of pressure being put on puck side, so you have to look for that weak side guy.
To add that point too, Chris, the passing hasn't seemed very crisp. They've been missing a lot of players.
Yes.
Coming out on that back end, coming out in the neutral zone. Passes been over or under, had not been accurate, and that's something we haven't seen from the Cougars. But that pass by Nick Kropp, that was right on the money.
That's through three guys that he made that pass. Now, granted, the eyes of the players were in the wrong spot anyways, because you have to realize there's a guy behind you. But to get that through three guys into a place where Hunter Schiffman could take the shot and make the goal, that's incredible.
Definitely huge, and ties the game up. And now we're starting second period of hockey as the Cougars and the Blackbirds both at their benches. Dylan Gillison at goal. Cougars will now go left to right here in the second period, while the Blackbirds will go right to left. So getting ready here for second period of hockey, 1-1. Cougars trying to remain undefeated, Chris. They are 14-0. Best team in the nation here, part of the USPHL,
yes.
Tier 3 Hockey League, 16 to 20-year-olds. So doing a great job so far this season. Players meet at center ice now. It'll be Nick Kropp stepping in there, taking the face-off against number 19 of the Blackbirds, Austin Errors.
And here's another thing to point out for the Cougars as well. Dylan Gillis did not have a good first period. He'll tell you that himself. The goal that he gave up, he probably wishes he had back. So you want to see a better second period from him as well, which he had a better after the goal.
So face-off win by the Cougars. Now they get in the blue line across into the Blackbirds zone. A little fight for it on the right wing half board. It's taken by Kropp now to the center as he gets in the slot over to number 14 of the Cougars. That's Brendan Peters now around and behind net of the Blackbirds, trying to get back out, back to the blue line. Kept in by number 21, Joey Palermo, as he goes around the right wing to the left wing corner boards. The player using the stick there on the Blackbirds, now behind that, now back over to the left wing, now by the left wing circle. Kept in by the Cougars, shot on goal, and blocked there by the goaltender, Joe Timmerman of the Blackbirds. Now Blackbirds trying to get it out there. It's still kept in by the Cougars now across into the high point. Now over, dumped back in by Doremus, taken away by Kropp there, down by the right wing circle. Now back up to the right wing point there. It's kept in by Doremus, now on the right wing half boards. Kropp battling for it, gets it back to Doremus. Doremus keeps it in, and now on the right wing half boards. Now trying to sing around as Cody Rayback tries to center it, but no one there. And now the Blackbirds trying to get it out. They do into center ice. Now it sends it deep into Cougar zone, and they'll get it changed. This comes around to the right wing boards, taken away by Gavin Nickerson. Sends it back behind net of Dylan Gillis, and now passed up to the left wing half boards across the blue line and kept in there by the Blackbirds. Now taken away by the Cougars. Cougars control the puck. Passing it over D to D to the left wing half boards, now in front of the Blackbirds bench. Now trying to get it back in. They do to the Cougars zone. The Cougars now have possession of the puck and gives it over up ice to Cody Rayback. Cody Rayback takes it back to his zone and passes it over to the left wing half boards. Now to center ice, Gavin Nickerson. A little bit too hard of the pass there, trying to catch him as he was cutting in over to get through the blue line. Now taken away by the Blackbirds, now dumped back in to the left wing corner, around to the right wing corner. Hunter Shipman of the Cougars is there, couldn't get it. Cougars fight for it, get it up to Gavin Nickerson. Gavin Nickerson has a man, Cody Rayback, on a 2-on-1. He's looking to pass it, maybe shoot it, cuts back in. Deeks cannot get a shot on goal, and a little bit too long, maybe a little bit too cute there was Gavin Nickerson. Now taken by number 17, Stan Vlasky, trying to keep back in, dumps it in the right wing corners. Gavin Nickerson fighting for it with some Blackbirds players. Taken by number 13, the Blackbirds, is Isaiah Sands. He's trying to get up ice. Cougars now have it back in their zone. Passes it from number 2, Hunter Schiffman, over across ice. Trying to dump it back in. The Cougars will get it changed. So Blackbirds now with possession up to number 13. That's Isaiah Sands. Tries to dump it into the Cougar zone. He does around the left wing corner boards behind Gillis. Now the right wing half boards. Taken away there by the Cougars as they try to get it up ice now to the blue line to center ice. The pass up there to number 23, Lombard. Couldn't get it back, and the referee falls on the ground. Now a scrum for it at center ice. Taken away by the Cougars. Sends it into the right wing corner boards of the Blackbirds, taken away by the Blackbirds, trying to get out of their zone. They do, as Willie Dramus of the Cougars gets it back over to the right wing half boards of Palermo. Back to Dramus, tries to send it up at the center ice, taken away on the turnover for the Blackbirds as they send it back in, hits the defender Palermo. Now comes in behind Gillis, no icing on that one, as now a scrum for it on the left wing corner boards, which are in the Cougars zone. Now the left wing half boards right in front of us, taken away by the Cougars as they try to get out there. They do, and a little pass up ice to Lombard. He has a 2-on-2. He has Dagno on the right. Lombard tries to get past and turns it over on the steal, and the Blackbirds take over. Now the Cougars at center ice, taking it back, is passing around to Palermo on the left circle. Passes it up now at center ice, taken away by the Cougars. They dump it in deep to the right corner boards, around behind the goaltender, Joe Timmerman. As now trying to get a shot on goal is number 14 of the Cougars. That's Brennan Peters. Could not. Back on the left wing half boards, try to send it in from the left point. Now around ice is Van Dyke, couldn't grab it. Taken away now by the Blackbirds, trying to get it out. Trying to keep it in was Matt Olson, could not. Now we have a 2-on-1 for the Blackbirds. A shot on goal, a little high wide. No save there by Gillis as he didn't have to. Van Dyke gets it back out, taking it at center ice. Dumped back in by the Blackbirds, now around the left corner boards, taken away by Matt Olson. Matt Olson sends it around to the left half boards, grabbed there. Taking it up ice now is Gavin Nickerson, making some moves, puts it up, could not find anybody there. Now taken away into the blue line, into the zone that's number 3. That's Matt Olson on the top shelf goal with the left wrister. What a play there by Matt Olson.
Yeah, he saw the puck bouncing, took it, put it onto his stick, and beats the goaltender Timmerman over his shoulder. A lot in net for Olson to shoot at there as well, Cody. When you look at that one, I mean, that looked like something where it looked like it was going to be the Blackbirds just clearing out of the zone and going on a rush the other way. and then just a turnover, and the Cougars jump on it and take advantage. As we get to see this one again, I mean, you see here, the Cougars were pushing it forward, and then Olsen from the blue line comes in and just sneaks it past that blocker side.
Face-off won by the Cougars as they send it into the right corner boards are the Blackbirds. That's going to be icing, so we'll get a face-off down in the Cougar zone.
So that's a lot of good work by Olsen there. He does the work himself and is able to get that to the top shelf, and that's one where if you're a goalie, Turman probably wishes he had it back too. I mean, I think you can say both that goal and the goal given up by Gillis are ones that they both wish they had back.
2-1 Cougars, 15:44 to go here in the second period. On the face-off in the right circle of the Cougar zone be taken. It's won by the Cougars, sent it around behind Gillis now. Trying to send it out, get out of their zone, and they do. The Cougars now have a rush, and that's number 17, Tom Stanilaski, going down there. Makes a hit on number 21, Joel Fiandaca. It's in the left corner boards, trying to scrum for the puck. Cougars do corral it now at the left point, sending it in, blocked by the defender. We may have a rush here as Hunter Schiffman and the Cougars trying to get back to make a play, and he does. No penalty up there. Good defensive play. The Cougars trying to get back out.
I'm sorry, Cody. Enough speed for Schiffman to get back there and make the play.
Gavin Nickerson making a move. He makes a move by the defender, passes it in. No one there as he trying to hit Hunter Schiffman. Cougars now cannot keep that puck in. They finally do dump it back in. They'll get a change. As it comes around ice, the Blackbirds will take over. They send it up to the center ice, taken away by the Cougars. That's back to the Blackbirds now at center ice. They dump it into the Cougars zone. Around the left corner boards, taken away by Gillis. Gillis tries to send it around, and there's number 12. That's Gunnar Morris taking it for the Blackbirds, sending back up to the right point. It's kept in a little high looper there, down to the left corner boards. Now fight for it. The Cougars do get it out, but it's kept in there by number 21, Joe Fiandaca of the Blackbirds. Taken away by the Cougars, now sent back over to the left corner boards, and that may be icing, and it does get it over there is Nick Kropp. Nick Kropp tries to center it, nobody there, as Lockinen now sends it back in around boards to the behind of the goaltender, Joe Timmerman. Sent back in, saved there by Timmerman. That was a shot on goal. That was Sam Trapp. Now up to the left point. Sent back into the left half boards, down the left corner boards, taken around behind net. Little fight for it. So there's two Cougars guys in there. Van Dyke was one of them. Kicked out of there by the Blackbirds. That's going to be icing. We have a face-off Blackbird zone.
Yeah, and for the Cougars there, starting to feel the tilt of the ice go back the other way now. The Cougars with some good opportunities. They haven't had too many on net, but they're at least now spending some more time in their offensive zone than they did in that first period.
So it'll be Jonathan Dagnall taking the face-off for the Cougars in the left wing circle. Won by the Cougars and now taken away by the Blackbirds. They'll start their rush, sending it up into over the blue line in the Cougars zone, taken away by Cody Rayback as Rayback takes a hit as he sends it around behind goaltender Dylan Gillis around the left corner boards. Kept in by the Blackbirds, making a move there, taken away by the Cougars now on the turnover. They're going to try to get out of their zone. Now we have a rush here for the Cougars. Jonathan Dagnall passes, trying to find Lomberg there, could not get it to him as good defense there by the Blackbirds. Big hit in the corner boards now. The Cougars still keep it. Palermo tries to send it deep, blocked away by a defender. Jonathan Dagnall now in there on the left corner boards, taken away by the Blackbirds. Cougars send it back in. Shot on goal, saved there by Timmerman. Taken away by the Blackbirds, trying to get out of their zone. They cannot. Cougars keep it in there. And there's a puck right in front of the goaltender. The Blackbirds do have possession of the puck now behind the goaltender, sent around to the right corner boards, trying to keep it into the Cougars, and it was kept in by Palermo. But the Blackbirds take over as they do get out of their zone finally, and the Cougars will make a change. Coming in now is number 14 of the Cougars, Brennan Peters, as the Cougars pass it around now at center ice. Trying to dump it in. They do is coming in, taking a shot on goal, a little wide. No good there. Kept in by Peters. Now around the right circle. Sent up at the slot. Shot no good. There was Matt Olson. He has one goal already here in this period. Now on the left half boards, taken by both teams there as they have multiple defenders from the Blackbirds, and we'll have a hand up in the air and a penalty. That's going to go.
High stick is the call there, Cody. It looks like it's on number 9 for Illiana. I think that's Jordan Keller who's going into the box.
That'll be 2 minutes there on the high stick, and the first power play of the evening here for the Cougars. They were 0 for 7 on Friday. Let's see if they can convert here. Up 2-1, 12:28 to go. So 2-minute, one-man advantage for the Cougars. Stepping in to take the face-off is number 19, Gavin Nickerson of the Cougars against number 42, Anthony Diodani.
And check that, it's actually Sands who goes into the box for the Blackbirds.
So Sands will be in the box, so they're on the penalty kill as they do get it out. And there's number 19, that's Austin Errors of the Blackbirds, trying to make a play on it behind Dylan Gillis as Hunter Schiffman has it. Some big hit there, by the way, on the left corner board. Sent up now, could not corral the puck there for the Cougars, taken away by the goaltender of the Blackbirds. Big hit there by Cody Rayback. Now kept in by the Cougars on left wing half boards, now behind the ice. Behind the goaltenders, Cody Rayback tries to send it back up. He has Matt Olson on the right point. Cody Rayback trying to get it in, and there's Gavin Nickerson now by the right circle, gets a shot but wide left, kept in by Schiffman at the left point as he sends it around left corner boards back to Nickerson, and taken out of there are the Blackbirds. That was number 21, Joe Fiandaca, sending it out there. So reset here, 1:04 to go, back on the penalty play. As it's 2-1, 11:29 to go. The Cougars get up ice. Gavin Nickerson across the blue line into the Blackbird zone. Makes a move down by the right corner boards. Sends it back to number 11. That's Lockinen. Shot on goal. Save made there by goaltender Joe Timmerman. Is now on the left point over to Willie Duranis on the right point. He's looking to send it into the slot. And there's Nickerson to the right circle. Sends a shot wide left. Kept in by Palermo at the left point. Palermo passes up to the slot as Willie Duranis down to the right point. Finds a man in the center. Could not corral it. Was Lockinen. And now the Blackbirds get it out of there. Duranis back in the Cougars zone. Passes it around D to D. Losing it there was Palermo as there's a turnover in their own zone. And the Blackbirds will take it back to center ice and dump it in. Just 18 seconds to go left on the power play. The Cougars may have one more rush here. Taking it up by the right half boards as Cody Rayback. He gives it back to Willie Duramis. Up ice to Joey Palermo. Palermo tries to send it back in. Turnover. Back out of the zone as the Cougars trying to get it back into the Blackbird zone. That's Lomberg sending it back. Jesper Lomberg making a move around two defenders. Now he has in behind the goaltender. The extra man is coming back into the ice. So 5-on-5 hockey shot wide right. Taken away by the Blackbirds now as a little fight for it. They keep it in their zone. The Cougars trying to keep it in there. The Blackbirds do finally get it out. Here's number 9 of the Blackbirds on the rush. Taking it in there across the blue line. And the Cougars, all 5 of their guys in there behind ice, behind Dylan Gillis, as they do get possession of the puck. Passing up ice, has a man there. He could not keep it as the goaltender comes out to play it. Wise decision there to get it out before Cougars can get a shot on goal. Sent it back around there by number 14, Brendan Peters, to the left corner boards, taken by Dagnall. Dagnall looking for a center of the pass. He's going to take it himself. Backhander, wide left. No shot on goal there, but the Cougars keep it. Coming around is Van Dyke by the left half boards, now at the left point. Sent in by Peters back to Van Dyke, over to left corner boards, taken by Sam Lasky. Excuse me, that's Brendan Peters. And they'll fight for the puck, taken away by the Blackbirds as they try to get it out of their zone. And they do, setting it up, dumping it into, caught there by Gillis. Going to do that for that scrum. It's going to be 2-1 Cougars, 9:23 left to go. They had a power play opportunity, could not score on there.
Yeah, and when you look at it too, Cody, let's go back first to the Cougars power play. It took them a while to get set up. Once they did, you see there's a lot of pressure being put on by the Blackbirds, so that's why they were looking for that man in the middle. Draw the guys out and look for space in the middle. They just couldn't get that pass into the slot player in time or on his stick. That's why they didn't really get too many good opportunities.
Faceoff was won by the Blackbirds. They had a very dangerous opportunity there for the Cougars. They got it out of there. Now coming back up is Van Dyke. Van Dyke loses it at the blue line of the Blackbirds zone, taken away by the Blackbirds on the turnover, sending it into the Cougars zone around the left corner boards, taken away by Gillis. He tried to flip it out of there. Now it's corralled by the Cougars. Big hit there in front of the Gillis. Gillis has no reason, but he just ices that. Smart move there by Gillis as the Blackbirds had a good rush there.
Yeah, good decision to jump on top of the puck that was right, that just bounced and squirted out towards the middle of the ice. There was nobody there for the Blackbirds, luckily, but at the same time, why take that risk? Jump on top of it if you're Gillis. Allow your team to get a change and maybe get something going.
So Gavin Nickerson and Andrew Ether will take the face-off at the right circle in Cougar zone. 5-on-5 hockey after that power play ended. 8:55 to go here in the second period. 2-1 lead for the Cougars. Fight for it on the right wing half boards. Now around to the left wing corners. Now up to the half boards. Rayback going for it. Cougars take it away as Stanlowski sends it over to Rayback. Could not get it. A good steal there by the defenseman of the Blackbirds. That's number 50. 93, excuse me. Andre Ether sending it back into the Cougars zone. Cougars try to get it out of there. They do. And here we go. Here's Tom Stamlowski as a one-on-one. He's going to take it all the way himself. Scored? No, he does not. I thought he maybe got by the goaltender. He came right to left and tried to get a little wrister 5-hole. Great save there by Joe Timmerman. 2-1, still 8:22 to go here in the second period.
That's a great individual effort by Stanislavski. He has a defender on his side that he's able to beat and get around, and he makes a power turn in towards the middle. We'll get to take a look at it again. First, you have the nice touchdown to Stanislavski. Settle the puck for him as he gets it in, puts it from his backhand to his forehand. Power turn in to even give himself an opportunity. A good job by Timmerman to stay with him and get that pad and stick it out.
Face-off won by the Cougars. Palermo tried to get a shot in there, didn't get a hold of it as it was blocked away by a defender of the Blackbirds. Now round behind the goaltender to the left corner boards, trying to send it up. What a play there by trying to see the number there, Chris. I couldn't see it, but he put a stick up. It's going to be a high sticking, I believe, on it. Was trying to get a shot off on the steal.
I think that's Sam Trapp.
Sam Trapp.
But I was going to say, that's a high stick regardless, so
yep.
Even if he puts it in the goal, it's coming back into the Cougar zone. I mean, you can't help but do that. When the puck comes at you like that, you're either going to stick your hand out or you're going to stick your stick up in the air. He stuck his stick out, and he got it.
And shot wide left there from the Blackbirds. Is now by the left circle, now behind the goaltender, Dylan Gillis. Palermo takes it behind it. He hit his skate on the goal. It could have hurt him there, but he gets right back up. Set up and now shot on goal. Did not get a hold of that. He was looking for a slap shot. The Blackbirds now around to the left circle, taken away by the left corner boards. The Blackbirds have possession. They pass it around to the right half boards. Back up to the right point. A shot on goal. Nice save there by Gillis on the pad. Save. Kept back in by the Blackbirds around behind Gillis to the right corner boards. Palermo tries to get it out of there to Van Dyke. Van Dyke gives it up to another Cougars player. Could not get it out with Schiffman as a fight for and now over to the left circle. Sent back around by Trapp behind Gillis. Down to the right corner boards, back to the left corner boards. Cougars trying to get it out of here, kept in there, and then we have a good rush here, and a backhander could not get a hold of it, was Francesca as he takes it back out, taken away by the Cougars, trying to get out of the zone, kept in there by the Blackbirds. As the Cougars take possession now, they finally dump it out high to Van Dyke. Van Dyke might get it, and it's going to be offsides on Van Dyke. He crossed the blue line before that puck got over.
Yeah, and because of where that pass was from, bring this back into the Cougars zone. When you look at it, Cody, this is where the Cougars were having issues before. You're starting to see time be spent in their defensive zone. That's because of the pressure being put on by the forecheck of the Illiana Blackbirds. They can't get that breakout pass crisp over to somebody to break out cleanly.
So Anthony Diodania taken with Matt Olson. The faceoff won by the Blackbirds, taken around by the right corner boards. Fight for it on the right corner boards. Gavin Nickerson in there. Now Jonathan Dagnall in there. He's going to take it behind Dylan Gillis. Cannot get it possession of it. The Blackbirds keep it on the left circle. Little shifty moves there is taken away down by Dagnall of the Cougars. He falls to the ice, that center ice in front of the player benches. Gets it up to Lomberg. Jasper Lomberg holds it in, passes it over. Shot is blocked by a defender out of play, so Cougars will have a good opportunity as that faceoff should happen in the right circle. 2-1 Cougars, 6:32 to go here in the second period, 6:31 to go.
That was a good hold of the puck and let the defense open a lane for you, and he found Hauke on that near side. Hauke just couldn't get the shot off or get around the defender in time. He ends up putting it into the defender, and it goes out of play. I don't know why this is out in the neutral zone. This should be inside the zone. It hit off of a player for the Illiana Blackbirds, and that's what you have Dagnall arguing with there.
Nevertheless, there was a face-off outside the near dot and sent in by the Cougars. Could not get a shot on goal there. Taken away by the left corner boards. Now falling down, but the Blackbirds send it back in from the left point. Trying to get it out there. The Blackbirds taken away by Lomberg. Lomberg making some moves, trying to get it in now by the point over to Hunter Schiffman on the right point. Shot on goal, save there as they'll hold on to it, Joe Timmerman.
Nice shot from Hunter Schiffman. He uses the player in front of him as a screen a little bit in Vertivide as the Cougars, they're trying to find some room to work with here now that they've gotten back into the zone. Defensively so far, Illiana has been pretty good on the Cougars and not allowing them to get too many opportunities onto their goalkeeper.
Gavin Nickerson takes the faceoff against Andre Ether, and Nickerson wins it back to Rayback. Rayback is a shot from the right circle. no good. Good save there now with the Blackbirds trying to get out of there. It's in the Cougars zone now. Going back to fight for it is Hunter Schiffman, who takes it behind Dylan Gillis. Now around the right half boards, trying to get it out of there. Kept in there by the Blackbirds. Gillis tries to catch that high looper. Kanako's behind him. Now by the left half boards, Cody Ray back in there, trying to get it out there. He does. Back taken away now by Stanlowski. Stanlowski tries to make a move at the same time he did last time, but he falls down on it and loses the puck on the turnover. Gavin Nickerson holds that in on the right half boards and sends it back to the right corner boards. Stanlowski back in there as he gets up from ice. Blackbirds do get it out of there into the neutral zone. Taken away by the Cougars, though, as they try to send it back up, and a little bit too much on that pass. Taken away by the Blackbirds. Now back into the Cougars zone. That's number 13 of the Cougars, Lockinen, taking it back by the right corner boards. Now Palermo in there as he tried to get it out of there. Lockinen making a fight for it. Gets it up to the right half boards is Stanlowski. Stanlowski pass over a little bit too far, but it's still taken away by Cody Rayback. Cody Rayback shot from the right circle and it almost went in as the goaltender moved away from the puck. But nonetheless, by the right corner boards, taken away by Gavin Nickerson, the wrister, and taken away on the glove save for Joe Timmerman.
I don't think that's Timmerman anymore. They have in there now Alexander Meager. He's into the goal.
Made a change there, Alexander Meager.
I don't know, because it was Timmerman earlier. I remember it being 27, but I noticed the number. I saw a 3. I was like, wait a second. Goalie isn't wearing a 3.
So Alexander Meager is in at goal, and Nick Kropp taking the face-off, won by the Cougars. Palermo at the left point sends it in and trying to redirect. It was Nick Kropp, could not. Someone loses their glove there, I believe the Cougars player, as they'll play gloveless. As Van Dyke is the one, sent back into the Cougars zone around the left corner as Gillis comes out and plays it, taken away by the Blackbirds in the left circle. The Cougars get it on the turnover. Nick Kropp passes it up to number 14, Peters. Peters to the left, across blue line, back to Peters. Peters trying to get it, but taken away there by the Blackbirds. Palermo will take it at center ice, gives it back to Willie Doremus in the Cougars zone. Doremus passes it back to Joey Palermo across the blue line as he gets it up to Peters. Peters flips it into the zone of the Blackbirds, taken away, though, on the turnover by number 21, Joe Fiandaca, as he passes around boards. Now taken it back by Joey Palermo back in the Cougars zone. Palermo gives it over to Willie Doremus. Willie Doremus passes up to Nick Kropp. Nick Kropp avoids the big hit there at center ice as taken away by Palermo now into neutral zone in front of the Cougar zone. Just dumps it into the left corner boards around end, taken by the goaltender Alexander Meager as he gives it off to his defender, number 21, Joe Fiandaca. Fiandaca sends it up, taken away there. Trying to get a hit was Matt Olson. Is that puck will come around behind the goaltender Dylan Gillis. And turnover there in the zone now as the Blackbirds have an opportunity here. Tries to center it, cannot get through of all that traffic. Cougars trying to get it out, kept in there by Fiandaca. Pass over to number 74. That's Andrei Rusakov by the left corner boards on the left half boards. Do flip it out there and out of play, so that should be a face-off in Cougar zone on the left circle. But Chris, if that's a face on the left circle, it was a very similar play to the play we saw about 5 minutes ago where they put the face-off on the dot.
Well, it was funny. I heard Brad Stofers from up here say he didn't send it out of the rink by himself. and that's the truth. That's what happened on that one for the Cougars. But here, that's the right call, though. It hit off a Cougar stick, and technically, I don't think it was touched ever by an Illiana Blackbird stick.
So face-off won by the Blackbirds. They try to get a shot off, cannot. So the Cougars now take it by the left corner boards. Now the left half boards is Lomberg passing it up ice to center ice. Big hit there from the Cougars, but the Blackbirds could control it. They turn it over, and the Cougars try to send it back over. Now in the Blackbirds zone, and chasing is Lomberg on the defense. Pass around behind Meager. Taken away by the Cougars on the turnover by the right circle as Lomberg tries to get it back up to the right point. He does. And a shot on goal, a glove save. No, that went in. That puck went in. I thought he had it, but that's going to be a goal for the Cougars. That's number 18.
And you have the goaltender,
Micah Hauke.
And Hauke might be the one who gets the goal. It was tipped in front by a Cougars player, and it's tough to tell if that was a high stick. They did call it a good goal, though, and there's no replay. As we get to take a look at this one again. Now, it's a good work. You get the shot up from the point, and you're going to see the tip right in front there. I don't know who it ended up tipping off. It might be Letmansky, who ends up getting the goal as we try to get a better look at it here. I mean, the shot from the point, that's what you want. There's some traffic out in front on the shot from Hauke. So this actually might be our best view of it.
So 3-1 Cougars now. 2:41 to go.
Oh, yeah, that was Letmansky's goal. He touched it down, and that one actually might have been a high stick, but they don't have the replay like we do.
Now Stanlowski on the rush, trying to get a shot off. He's been in there 3 times now on a one-on-one. Stanlowski keeps it at the left circle, trying to make some moves, pass it back out to the left point, over the right point. Hunter Schiffman sends it too high and too wide. Cody Rayback on the rebound, loses it. Blackbirds take over at center ice, trying to get it into the Cougars zone. Fight for is Hunter Schiffman, taking it by the blue line, and he tries to get it out of there. The Blackbirds send it back in around the left corner boards of the Cougars zone. Cougars trying to get possession of it as they send it around to the right corner boards, taken away by Stanlowski on the right circle, passing it up. No one there. Coming back now for it is the Cougars. That's Cody Rayback, handing off to Gavin Nickerson. Nickerson trying to make a pass there, stolen away by the Blackbirds as they now will reset, try to get it out across hits the glass. Kept in there by the Cougars on the shot, blocked away by the defender. Now taken over by the right point is Joey Palermo on the drive. Sends and centers it, and a shot no good, a little bit too high. Good opportunity, just missed the target. Now back out is the Blackbirds as they send it back to the Cougars zone, taken by Willie Doremus. They'll get a change. Willie Doremus on the rush now, passes up. He sees the change, and now Van Dyke coming in, and he makes a move. He takes a shot from the left circle, out of play.
Yeah, Cody, I mean, the Cougars right now, they really are starting to get momentum back. They always seem to do better at the end of periods. Start off slower in the beginning of the period, which is what happened for this one as well. They do get that goal by Ilson, but then sort of it kind of went back and forth. They were having trouble exiting the zone. Now they're they're not letting the puck get into their zone, so they're spending a lot of time here in the Blackbirds' end.
So face off, fight for it. Cougars will come up with it. Van Dyke sends it back to the left point, kept in there, and now a turnover as the Blackbirds trying to get back in. Good job there on the the poke check away for the Cougars so they get it back in to avoid the rush. Blackbirds taking it up at center ice, trying to get it in there. Knocked away back to the Blackbird zone as it just sent up. Another knock of the stick there was number 7 of the Tristan Holtberg of the Cougars. Taken away now behind Dylan Gillis. Pass over now across the left half boards. Trying to keep it in there by the Blackbirds. Cougars come away with it. They have possession. Now on the right is Trapp. Sam Trapp skating for it. Cannot get to it. Back by center ice is Willie Doremus. Sends it back up top to across the blue line. The Blackbirds territory is Van Dyke. Van Dyke makes a move by the left circle. Sends it back behind in the left half boards. Taken away there by the Blackbirds. Loose puck by the left half boards. Sent back in the left corner boards. Coming around ice now behind the goaltender Megan. And a little fight for it. And that may be a penalty. Is no hand up there. So Cougars catch a break there on possible interference. This is sent back around. Kept in at the behind by Meager. As he gives it to his Blackbirds teammate, number 4 now at the center ice is Anthony Ursoli. Sends it back to the Cougars zone, taken away by Matt Olson behind Gillis. Spends it over, a big hit there. Matt Olson comes away with the loose puck, sends it around the left corner boards to the left half boards, taken away, and a shot on goal by Fandiga at the buzzer. That will do it here for the second period. Cougars up 3-1. 15 minutes to go 20 minutes to go for third period of hockey. Cougars up 3-1. Good period of hockey there as they scored 2 goals after the first period. And looked a lot better in that play. Cody Grant here back with you. Chris Labosco going down to talk with Brad Stofers. So check the reset now. 3-1 lead for the Cougars. They looked a lot more aggressive. They get that puck on net. They had another power play in there as they were not able to score in the power play. Good goal there by the shot that we thought may have been a high stick. It was not. So good period of hockey. After going down 1-0 at the start, it's good to see the Cougars come back and show the adversity. When I talked to Hunter Schiffman after his goal at the end of the first period, he said they came out a little flat, they came out a little slow. He said they're not worried about it. They'll get back into playing Chicago Cougar hockey. They certainly did. This team we've seen so far this season, they do get off to slow starts, but they do get better as the game goes along. It really speaks to the conditioning of this team and the tenacity and the chemistry as this team continues to play hard, even while making mistakes at the start. They don't get down on themselves. They continue to go forward. And just a little bit now, we're going to get Chris Labosco with Brad Stofers.
Coach, what'd you think of that second period?
We got back a little bit to what we do, but we still have a lot to work on. We're not quite where we were 3, 4, 5 weeks ago when we were clicking on all cylinders. So it's better than the first period. That was not very good at all, I didn't think. So we're making progress, but at the same point, still it's very sleepy. You know, it's a Sunday night, and it feels like that from the way we're playing. We got to get some jump, we got to get some energy, we got to play with intensity, and we got to continue to make steps towards who we really are, because so far tonight I haven't seen necessarily who we really are.
You've seen it in short bursts, and I think where it really starts is in your own end when you guys are exiting the zone. What are you seeing from your guys that you're not liking there? Because that seems to be where most of the problems are starting, because once you guys are in the zone, you guys seem to be doing fine, but it's getting the puck there.
Yeah, they're doing some things to us, kind of trapping us, forcing us down, taking away our primary options. With their defensemen hanging up on our wingers on each side, both in the neutral zone and on the forecheck in our defensive zone. We just got to chip pucks and use our speed and go. We're a very skilled team, a very fast team. Right now we're kind of playing into their hands a little bit by not using our feet, chipping pucks by their guys and beating them with speed. So we need to do more of that, you know, and use our strengths, as opposed to right now we're just kind of letting them hold on to these guys and we're forcing turnovers and trying to be too cute.
For the most part, defensively, they're pretty solid with their positioning in the right spots at most times. I mean, there was the goal by Hunter Schiffman. 3 guys are looking at Kropp, and he feeds the pass over. But when it's kind of a settled situation, they at least stay at home for the most part. So offensively, how are you guys attacking that?
Yeah, I mean, they're keeping it simple, you know, staying in the middle of the ice and trying to take away our primary options, like I said earlier. We got to continue to chip pucks, play with our head up, make tape-to-tape plays. If it's not there, chip it off the glass and use our speed. You know, it's a simple game. That sounds very simple, but trying to get 17, 18, 19-year-old guys to buy into that, sometimes it's not always an easy tape-to-tape play. You got to play indirectly, and you got to do simple things as opposed to trying to, they want to be like Taze and Kane all the time.
So keep it simple, and I mean, when they do that, that's where most of the goals have been happening too against these guys.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach, thank you. And Cody, back to you.
Thank you so much, Chris. Great job on that, talking with Coach Brad Stofers. We're going to go to a short commercial break here as 3-1 Cougars after 2 periods of play. We'll be back in just a little bit. You're listening to SportsTownChicago.com.